Hello, everyone. This is Justin back with a quick book review here. Today, I'm going to be reviewing book number 153, Killers of the Flower Moon by David Grann, I believe is how it's pronounced. I finished this bad boy pretty quickly, about 2 weeks. This was originally published, I think, just 2017, and won multiple book awards. It's a nonfiction, which for those of you who aren't book readers, that means it's true. Anyway, it's a New York Times bestseller. You can see the cover there, Killers of the Flower Moon. I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoy any nonfiction book that is interesting. Well, duh, everybody loves that. But this in particular takes us back to the 1920s when the Osage Indians, as you can see here, the Osage murders and the birth of the FBI. The Osage Indians were forced off their lands like many of the Native Americans were prior to 1920, and then especially during 1920. They gave them land under oil deposits, rich oil deposits, and this was the 1920s, and we couldn't get enough oil. So the Indians, the Osage Indians, became wealthy beyond their wildest imaginations. As far as, I mean, they were wealthier than the white people in the area, and that did some things to the area and some greed. And it turned out that a lot of these Indians were getting murdered for their property, for their oil rights, and a lot of these murders were difficult to uncover because of the systems that were in place and the people in power. So it really talks about the birth of the FBI because the state government and the state prosecution and the counties were all tied together, and they were all, you know, in the same pot of money, if you will. And it took the FBI, led by J. Edgar Hoover, the first director of the FBI, to kind of solve this crime. It was the first crime that they really investigated and solved. But anyway, this book itself, it's got a lot of pictures. I love pictures. Who doesn't love pictures in a book? Of really historical stuff. And even though it's nonfiction, it almost reads like a fiction. He does a great job of putting the reader in 1920, 1930, and you could really feel yourself there and really get attached to some of these, not characters, but the people, I guess, in the book. And he does a good job of researching. And he takes it all the way up to present day, where he talks to some of the relatives of the people that were murdered 100 years ago or whatever it was. So I thoroughly enjoyed this. I got this for Christmas. Just got it off a recommendation from Amazon. It looked like it was a pretty good book, and it was. So I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm gonna recommend it to anyone and everyone to read. It's very interesting, and it's only 290 pages, so it's not that daunting of a read. You'll get through it. Don't worry about it. And if you think it's boring, then you just send me a DM and I will apologize. But let's see, here's a map of Oklahoma. Beautiful Oklahoma. The Sooners, Boomer Sooner. So yeah, this was a good one. And got done 2 books in the month of January. Pretty good pace. Probably won't be able to finish 24 in the year, but I get around 20, I'll be happy. Next up, I'm going to read another baseball book. It's called The Baseball Whisperer. This is a short one. This will take me a couple weeks probably. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Again, this was Killers Flower Moon. 4 stars out of 5. I recommend it, and like I recommend to all 5 viewers of this great podcast, whatever you want to call it, I urge you to pick up a book, or pick up an iPad that has books on it, or pick up a computer, maybe not a computer, maybe a laptop you pick up, and read on that, or anything. But anything that's going to expand your mind and kind of, learn is a good thing. And maybe a little less time on Facebook for me, a little less time on Twitter for me, and everybody would do the world a lot of good. Focus on improving ourselves and learning about other people and other cultures and societies and shit that happened in the past, like, massacring Indians. I think it'd be good if we learned about that instead of clicking like. Anyway, everybody have a great week. Might snow here pretty soon, but hope you're having a great winter, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.